2, 3, 4, 5. Drop the frames, 12. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is the stream? I may need to. Hello, everybody. I think I might have to. The stream is good. I don't know. I'm still learning about online streaming, so I'm just trying this out right now. I'm using my laptop. All right, I'm gonna try to answer the questions. Just let me know if. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. I'm just trying to get. I don't know if you can hear the audio or not, but I'm trying to see if I can get the stream going. Okay, so audio is good. I mean, if you can hear me, that's fine, right? Man, it's okay. If the audio is good, then okay. The computer just shows there's like a lag or something going on. So this is for those of you watching right now that are seeing this stream. This is just a test I'm doing. I'm just doing a live Q&A and answering questions from viewers. I will start planning the Q&As a little better. Right now, I'm just still learning how to get things set up. I'm just using my computer. I had to switch my internet to my phone, actually. Like the phone, I had to use mobile hotspot because my phone internet is just really bad. Sorry, my home internet with AT&T is just really bad, so my upload speeds are terrible. So I'm just using my phone to do that. All right. Sully, what's up, man? How's it going? I don't know if he's still on this. I don't know if he's still in the stream. It is early in the morning. There was a question earlier. Giacomo asked, "What do you think about the Sigma 30mm f1.4 E mount?" I don't have that lens. I could have sworn there were some issues with it the last time I heard about that lens. So I don't know. But I think there were some issues with it. So you're definitely going to want to look that up. How do I set up eye detection on the Alpha 6500? Shoot. All right. So VJ asked, sorry guys, I'm just going to go down the questions that I see and I'm going to try my best to answer them. I don't even know if this person's still on the stream, but maybe they'll see it later. I will try to find a way to connect my screen so I can actually show you the camera inside of the stream. I'm going to work on that in the future. But for the Alpha 6500, function menu sets, custom key shoot. VJ, if you want to find out how to set up to shoot with eye autofocus, go ahead and click on menu on your Alpha 6500. You're going to go to tab 2, page 8, go to custom key shooting, and you are going to go ahead and set a custom button. Let's say, for example, you want the AEL button set up. Click on that, and then you're going to look for the eye autofocus option on here. If I'm losing my mind, it should be here. And that's how you're going to go ahead and activate IAF. It's called IAF. You're going to turn that on. So anytime you press the AEL button, it will work. David Samaniego stream is good, thanks. I don't know if that was a while back. Okay. What Canon lens do you recommend to use on the Sony A7S II? I really don't know. I really don't know. That's a tough question to answer. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm still going through a Darby. I don't know if you're still on. Let's see. Stream is bad. Okay. Hi, everybody. Let's see me there. Pablo asks, hey, 35mm 1.8 versus the 50 1.8 for video, bokeh, and portraits. If portraits is important to you, you're going to want to go with the 50, especially if you're using like an A6000 series camera. I really like the 35 f1.8 for video. Clash of Clan Fun Fan asks, hey bro, I have the Sony A6500 with the Godox 862 flash. I don't have trigger. Can I use optical slave mode on camera flash? Can I use sync without trigger? I don't have a question. I can't answer that. Clash of Clans. I haven't used that particular flash, so really sorry about that. I just can't answer that one right now. If I do get a chance to, I'll do a video on it maybe. Tetsaiga Dragon? I don't know if that's right. He's asking, what is the best autofocus settings to use on A7R2? I tried autofocus continuous wide, high settings on AF tracking and speed, f2 aperture, and face detect on. But my wide is out of focus in a lot of my footage. I made a video on that. I don't know if you've seen it, Tetsaiga. It's about the best autofocusing settings for video. The A7R2, when you compare like the A7, the Alpha 6500 and the A7R2, the continuous autofocusing on the A7R2 is just not as good. You're going to get a lot of out of focus issues with it. So definitely check out, I have a video on that. You can definitely check that one out. That'll give you some guidance on what you should use, but just know that you're not going to get the absolute best settings. You're going to have difficulties with the A7R2. It's just going to happen. It's not the best for that kind of work. Lloyd Chow, I don't know if I said that right. Did you check the 85 f1.8 FE? If yes, how is it compared to the bodice? I still don't have it. I wanted to go to WPPI, but had work and all that stuff, so I couldn't really make accommodations for that. But I will do a review on that once I get my pre-order copy. Nick K asks, what are your other jobs? I'm a teacher. And it's long hours. So that's why it makes it really hard to make YouTube videos at times. VJ Rocker asks, how can I get 4K footage I shot into 1080? I need to send these files to an editor online, and they're too big for Dropbox. I don't want to drop them in an NLE and export. Is there a better way? Let's see. Let's see if my computer explodes. Let's see here. How's this gonna work? Whoa. So right now I'm answering VJ's question. What I normally do is I would just open up Media Encoder. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't know if you're using Final Cut or some other type of program, but I would use Media Encoder and then just drop my files inside of Media Encoder and have that go. So I would just use Media Encoder, which is not loading up for me here, and then just drop the files right in there, and then you can just export it out that way. Vicky Ops, I'm Asian, you are Asian, we Asian. Okay. Yes, that is true. Byte review, any recommended LUTs for S-Log2? Hopefully the stream is still going. I don't know if the video is getting cut off real badly. As far as S-Logs, LUTs to suggest, I'm still learning. I actually bought some LUTs. I forgot the one whose name it was. I'm no expert at S-Log type work, so I'm still learning. I would not be the best person to ask for that. Batch me asks, I'm currently editing Alpha 6300 4K S-Log2 video files. Some files have better dynamic than others. What settings do you recommend? I wish I had a better answer for you. I really wish I did. I just don't. But I am going to start shooting a lot more S-Log2, maybe S-Log3, and hopefully that will improve my understanding of it more. Giacomo Pelli, you asked, what profile color do I use for video? I just use the standard one. I haven't used anything out of the ordinary. I just used the standard one. All right, so this was that question earlier. I just use Adobe Media Encoder. I just drag the files into here, and I'm able to change that information. And then I just export those out through Media Encoder. So I was just trying to answer that other question about how to get that done. Andre Shivers asks, are you still using the Peak Design backpacks, or do you switch up with the Messenger bag? Are you sure you don't mean Jason Bong? Andre, I do not have a Peak Design backpack, but I think Jason Bong does. Might be the wrong person. Martin, hi, I have Sony A6000 and now I want to buy another lens. What should I buy? Type of lens. I love doing landscape photography. I don't do a lot of landscape photography, but I feel that the 10 to 18 is a good one. The Sony 10 to 18, especially if you need something wide. But then I realized that you don't always need ultra wide for landscapes. You might even want to consider primes, I think, for landscapes to get sharper images and better quality out of it. But there's some bodice lenses out there that you might want to look at. That's the best I can do right now as far as suggestions. What Steadicam or gimbal for the Alpha 6500? David Samiego asked. I think the Giant Crane. I've heard good things about the Giant Crane. I have the Beholder DS1, I think. But the Beholder, yeah, it's okay. I mean, I've used it, but I don't use it enough. But I hear the Giant Crane's good. Patrick Ballard asked, do you still have the 70 to 300? It's right here. I don't use it too often because I'm waiting for track and field season, which is starting up soon, and baseball. So I'll be using this out for baseball, and I've also got the 2x and the 1.4x teleconverters, which I'll be using with the G Master to test out with some baseball, softball type stuff. Yeah, Pablo Jimenez would be an awesome video on recommended flash for A6000 series. I just picked up a Godox one that was pretty inexpensive. Can you dab? Is it like that? Neon Kawaii Cat. This is for Tetsaiga Dragon. This is for walking around the city like Tokyo. The video that you did was for more of an interview type shoot. I get you. Okay, Tetsaiga. So we're talking about the autofocusing settings for maybe moving around, right? Walking. I don't do that enough, so I don't have a really good answer. You might want to contact Jason Baum because he tends to do that kind of stuff in his videos. I think he's pretty good with responding. Hopefully, I would ask Jason Baum Tetsaiga if you can. I don't know if you know Jason Baum. Just search him up on YouTube. Shoot. Carlos Barroso 360. Hi, how about an 18105 f4 on an A6000 plus gimbal as an all-around lens? Regards from Brazil. Do I have it? Yeah, I think I've heard really good things about the 18-105 with Alpha 6000 series on gimbal. I think that's a really good all-around lens, and I would pair the 18-105 with maybe a 50mm f1.8, so you have some pretty decent coverage. VJ Rocker, have you made any money on YouTube yet? Yeah, I have. Clash of Clan Fun Fans. What picture profile is best for Alpha 6500 wedding photography? You know, if I was shooting a wedding, picture profile wise, I would just shoot in RAW. Clash of Clan Fun Fans. Picture profile. I don't know. There's a lot of debate. I think people have said like they've used like S-Log2 to shoot, but I just leave it on standard. If I use it more and do some more tests on it, I can give a better answer later. But right now, that's my answer. When is your 18-105 video coming out? Just Tayo. Man, I am just so. The reason why I'm doing these live stream videos is just because I'm getting kind of just bogged down, and I don't want to go through the process of editing a video. Like I said in my last stream, I've actually recorded a lot of content that I need to make the video. I just don't want to put it together right now. So just Tayo asks, when is your 18-105 video coming out? I don't know. Soon, hopefully. All you got to know is that I really like the 18-105 for video, especially for event type stuff. And when you have it mounted to an A6000 series, and if you enable clear image zoom, you're able to go from, and this is something I wrote in my script, you would go from 18-105, then with the clear image zoom, you can get a reach of up to 210mm using clear image zoom. So that's the reason why I like the 18-105. But overall, autofocusing is really good. VJ MPEG Stream Clip didn't rate the MP. I'm not familiar with that program, VJ. Do you have access to Premiere? You might want to look at Handbrake, VJ. Neon Kawaii Cat answered that. VJ, I'm using Final Cut. Yeah, definitely look at Handbrake. Aditya Arlos. Sorry, I'm butchering the name. What do you try? Sony Alpha 6500 with the 18-105 or the 1670? So here's the 1670. Here's the 18-105. Which one do you get? If you just want to do casual photography and some video, get this 16-70. If you're just doing some casual video and photography, if you travel a lot, if you want something handheld, pocketable, or small. If you will do a lot more video and some photos, get the 18-105. Philip Dorset. Hey, Philip. GH5 or Alpha 6500? Alpha 6500. Everyone's going to hate me on that one. Yeah, there was 2 questions on that. Vicky Ops asks, do your students know you make these videos? Yes, I joke about it in my class. Eraser Gaming Guy 1 sub away from 260, my goal. Okay, gonna keep going. Dale Rawson, stream is really laggy. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. My my internet is just horrible here. Sorry. Philip Dorset asked, happy with the Atomos Blade, or would you advise going for the Flame instead? I mean, the Flame is for 4K, so if you really need that ability, then go with the Flame. Go with the Flame. Do you have a recommendation for dual battery charger for my A7R2? Tetsaiga asked. You can either get this one here. This one will charge 2 batteries, like so. I don't know if that's the right question you're asking. There's also this one here that I got from Wrath Power. So there's the 2 different styles right here. And you can just pop this in. Like so. And I just slide that into my bag. The front of my bag. Just IO. Bad deal. Okay, moving on. Dale Rosen says, Cine 4 Pro Color is my favorite. Check Dale out. Maybe he knows a lot more. Alexander Carome. Hi. James Prodigy TV. The only thing holding me back from switching to Sony from Canon is how the portraits look on Sony. I feel they just don't look as good as Canon. Yeah, that is something to think about. I will say that the A7R2 might change your mind if you haven't had a chance to use it. Alexander Chrome, is it possible to remove the 30-minute limit recording on the Sony A-mount camera, specifically on the A7 II, like you can on the E-mount cameras? You know what? That is a really good question. Is the menu system similar to the A-mounts? I'm not sure. I haven't really heard anybody try to do that, but that'd be interesting. I don't have a direct answer. Edgar's Remekis asked, what manual lenses do I use? I don't have any. I don't have any manual lenses that I use. PJ McMahon. Why you gotta be like that, PJ? Check him out, I guess, he's asking. Kenneth De La Rosa, 90mm macro to 6500. Have you tried planning to try for portrait close-up for video? Hi, long time no upload. Yes, Ken, it's been a long time. I've done some live streams, but no actual uploads. 90mm macro. Don't have it, haven't tried it, so I can't really comment on it. The SSGSS editor. Yeah, what are we talking about? I have no idea. Agam MC1, I am new, lagging. Sorry about that. Nick Lawrence, hey, hi. Bao Long Dip. I don't know if I said that correctly. Sony A6000 versus Sony A7. If you're talking about the Mark 1, man, I haven't used the A7, so I can't really comment on that. All I can say is the A6000 is pretty good. VJ Rockra, how to control Alpha 6500 with my iPhone. I have a YouTube video on that you can check out. Warren Stanley, I'm waiting for my Photodiox Fusion adapter to arrive in the post office. Am I going to be disappointed? I would like to use it with a Canon 24105 and Sigma f1.4. What I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Fusion adapter. Man, I am so sorry for the stream, guys. I really wish it was handled better. It's just the internet that I have available to me is really bad. Yeah, I haven't used the Photodiox Fusion adapter. I'm just a big proponent of the MC11 adapter just because it's inexpensive and it works pretty good. I mean, I won't say it's inexpensive, but it's cheaper than the competition that's out there. What external battery do I use on the Alpha 6500? If you mean like an external battery like this, I have one from Rav Tower. So I have like 3 different external batteries that I use when I plug in for long videos or when I'm charging. Carlos Barroso 360. What's your lens and settings to record live concert with all those lights on and off lasers? Thank you again. Man, I really don't know. I mean, if you're shooting from far away, I would just use like a 70-200. Yeah, that's really tough. I mean, obviously, I would make sure my shutter speed, Carlos, is set to like 150, depending on my frame rate, or 160 if I'm shooting at 30 frames per second. I would shoot 4K, and then I would just expose for the stage, whoever's on the actual stage. Nick Lawrence, can I charge the A6000 while recording video? I think the answer is no. Since we're live, we're just going to go ahead and just test it out right now because we can, I think. That's if I have a card in here. Nope. I don't have a card or a battery in here, but we're going to go and just do this right now. I think the answer is no. I don't think you can. All right, so Nick, I'm gonna try to answer some other questions while I figure this out. But I'm sure the answer is no. But I just want to make sure for you if you're asking. Okay, I don't want that. Things are just falling. Well, guys, this is my live stream where everything will go wrong can go wrong. All right. Man, can someone just answer Nick's question here? Man, I think the live stream is delayed by like a good minute or 2. This is the worst. What the heck? Can I even auto shoot? Auto this. I don't blame you if you leave the stream. I would too. No, Nick, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. General Garvel's asking, should I get the A6000 or the G7 for weddings? If you need to record long form stuff, get the G7. I've had it before. I sold it though. The reason why is if you're filming a wedding and you're worried about overheating on the A6000, the G7 is not going to overheat. I would lean towards the G7. You're just gonna have to buy. My recommendation with the G7 is you're gonna have to buy a Metabone speed booster. That's my recommendation if you want to get some better low light performance. AGAMC1, should I sub? Up to you, man. Multi games, I just said thanks. Just Tayo asked if you could only have one lens for the Alpha 6500. Man, that's a hard question. I guess the 18-0105 is good because I do video. Man, are you on the wrong stream here? That what Simon that you mount on the A6500? Haga MC1S, do you have Facebook? Yes, just search that one, camera guy. Martin Multi Games, hello. Martin Silence asks, hey to all, like to see a video for filming with the right exposure manual settings for S-Log Zebra settings. You know, I'm gonna work on a video that's like a beginner video on manual control over like an A6000 or something for people just getting started. So I am looking to do that. It seems like there's a large group of people who want to learn a little more. Simeon Collins asks, is there a video about your external batteries that you recommend? No, I don't. Honestly, I think any external batteries work pretty good. Just check the reviews on Amazon or wherever you tend to buy. Zombie Hunting. Hello, man. Dale says, those Sony card slots are the worst. If you mean where you plug the memory card, yes, I agree. ST Harrison 85. Did I answer that question in the video? Is the screen protector worth it for the Alpha 6500? You should just do it, in my opinion. If you ever plan to sell the camera in the future, there's people out there that would like a screen that's pristine. So you're going to spend like $10 on a screen protector for maybe trying to help retain the value of the camera if you do plan to sell it later on. But I always put one because I just toss the cameras into my bag and scratches happen very, very quickly. Okay, so Simeon, do you just switch out on the fly? I guess what my question is, what's your solution with the battery life on the Alpha 6500 for long shoots? When I've recorded like a school concert or a school play, I have the 6500 on a tripod. I take this, I tape it onto the tripod, and I connect it right into the port here. That's what I've done. How about a pancake 16mm for a vlog on a studio? Carlos Barroso asks. I am not sure. You mean like a pancake 16? Is there Sony? I think there's Are you talking about this? Is there a 16mm pancake lens? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, Nick. Using the dummy battery, I thought it would work. Thanks anyways, Nick. Did I not catch the question right? Can I charge the AC? Yeah. A6000 just won't. Hammy says hello. Hi, Hammy. Warren Stanley, is it possible to get off-camera high-speed sync to work on the Alpha 6500 with a Canon flash? If not, does the Yongnuo wireless trigger and flash work for high-speed sync? I don't have an answer for that, Warren. Sorry. Hammy, I will get the A6000 with the 35mm for filming and street, and the 90mm macro for macros and portraits. Okay, cool. Sounds like that's fine. I mean, sounds like the right choices. Simeon, what do you mean by auto magnification on the Alpha 6500? Just a comment on Hammy's question while I go through. Yeah, how do I auto magnification? You turn off auto magnification on the Alpha 6500. I don't know. I might have covered that in my guide video, which unfortunately does not have a lot of like an outline of showing what I cover. You know what's funny? I made the guide for the 6000 and the 6500. I don't know those questions off the top of my head. It's just something I don't use a lot. I'll have to look into that, Simeon. Sorry. Like the 7000 or something? Hammy, what do you mean by that? Hey guys, a really quick question for those of you still here. I know the video quality in the stream is probably really bad, but is the audio okay, at least? There's not a lot I can do about the video. It's just my upload data rate's just really bad. Hammy, are you asking to add adding the 1670 Zeiss to your kit of lenses that you're using? I think if you're a beginner, a kit lens is better, but if you already have the 16 to 50 kit lens, I think you're okay. I would rather spend the money on a prime lens instead, if that makes any sense. If you already have the 1650, get a prime lens because it's going to give you more light. The 1670 is good, but it's an f4 lens. 1670 is great. It's a lot better, but your money might be better spent on a prime lens. I1 SSW, hello. Hi, thanks for joining the stream. Simeon, can you clarify a little more? When you put the 35mm prime, it will auto magnify on it. Do you mean when you're manually focusing? Tag the shooter photography. Yeah, or the face. I forgot the question. Are we talking about... Alright, so I'm getting more questions coming in. Kenneth, thank you. I appreciate the update on the audio. How is the low light performance on the 6500 compared to the 6000? You know, I haven't done like a side-by-side comparison on it. E1 SSW, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but the low light performance, that's a tough one. I don't have a direct answer for that yet. I'll definitely have to look into that and answer that sometime soon. So, Hammy, you're gonna buy lenses first and then the Sony? Are you saying you're gonna update to the A7000 later, Hammy? So you have the A6000, you'll buy the lenses and upgrade to the A7000 if it gets released. Yeah, I'm sure the A7000 will get released in like 3 months or something. Gregor, thank you again for checking on the audio for me. I appreciate it. Martin, hi. Simeon, thanks again for the audio update. Audio compressor would be nice. Yeah, Bask Me, it's okay. Audio compressor would be nice. Yeah, I'm really just I'm using OBS right now on my laptop, the Open Broadcaster. Hammy, I don't have any lenses. Okay. How about cameras? Tag the shooter. I want low light is better one because it has in-body stabilization, so you can go lower on ISO handheld. That's a really good point between like the A6000, 6300 versus the Alpha 6500. Tag the shooter. That's a good point to make. Hammy says, I think I will wait for a kit lens with 2.8. I really wish Sony would make like a 1650 f2.8 for APS-C, but Sony is just focusing on full frame glass right now, which isn't a bad thing, but they're really leaving out the APS-C group, which I don't like. Nick, thanks for the update on the audio. Nissan i60A with Air Commander for high-speed syncs. I think it would work off camera as well. Thanks for sharing that. Soul for Soup, what's the maximum ISO you would use for video? If I'm recording like an event or something, I would avoid 3200 or higher. I will, but it's kind of weird. It's more like I'll go on a full frame camera, like the A7R2, I could go 6400 and higher, not a big deal. But with the Alpha 6000 or even the 6500, probably between 3200, maybe push a little higher, 4000 or so. But I'm willing to go to any ISO I need, to be honest. I'm not too much of a stickler for that kind of thing. Q Guy asks, what is the best accessory that helps? That's a tough one. You got to tell me kind of your scenario. I don't really know. So, yeah, I'll look into that auto magnifying thing if I can. If I don't forget, just comment on a video so I remember. Javon Minto asks, X99 or Z120 chipset? Now we're talking computers. I would go X99 only because you have access to 6, 8, 10 core CPUs. Warren Stanley, what settings do you use to get the sharpest 1080p video? I am currently just cranking up the detail in picture profile 3. I really want to get rid of blurry 1080p without having to go to 4K. What camera do you have, Warren? I mean, here's the thing when it comes to like quality, a lot of it is really dependent on the person that's using the camera. I don't know what's the right dialed settings for you. Like I can be very happy with the settings I get, and I might add some post sharpening in Premiere, like just a little bit of sharpening. It could be anything. It could be lenses that could help as well. Thanks, Tag Shooter. All right. Hammy, I will get the A6000 and wait. If you can get the A6000 at a good price, Hammy, that's not bad. You can always resell it, but it was going for $400 US. I don't know where you're at in the world, but If you can get it for that, that'd be really good. Frank Wright, best travel lens for the A6000 that is better than the kit lens. Okay. Let me. Whoa. Frank, these are your two options: 1670, 18105. Those are your two options right now. Travel, get the 1670. If you do a lot more video, get the 18105. I don't know if that made any sense. White balance, picture profile. Simeon, with the Alpha 6500, if you can, try this. So this is answering the question about the camera magnifying. Go to tab 1, go to page 13, and mess with a few of these settings. Turn off manual focus assist, turn that off. Autofocus, and that doesn't really matter. Focus magnification time, you can probably set it to like 2 seconds, but it shouldn't matter there. I think if you turn off manual focus assist, it will fix the problem. Hopefully that helps, Simeon. Let me know. Try it out. DDAA1234, will you add strobe lighting to your indoor basketball shooting? There's another photographer, Vince Martinez Photography, that I shoot with occasionally. He shoots like max preps. He uses a flash. He's tried strobe lighting to shoot some sports, like even wrestling. I'm not a fan of it because I don't really need to shoot, but with strobe lighting. But I could try it. I'll probably ask some pointers from him, but give it a try. I just gotta make sure I ask the refs and make sure they're okay with that strobe lighting. All-Star Films. I want to get to Alpha 6500, but maybe there's a chance for an update going by Sony's track work, or maybe the Alpha 6900. What I would do is I would wait maybe just a little bit longer if you're not in a rush for the Alpha 6500. I would try to get it. I would try to wait for a price drop on the Alpha 6500 if you can. I feel like if you buy it right now, you're going to see a price drop in about a month. But if you absolutely need it, I don't think you really got to wait for the 6900. That's just my opinion. The 6500 is pretty good already. I think it's kind of where it needs to be. Hammy predicts 2018 Sony A7000 and the 1670 f2.8. That'd be amazing. Q guy for run and gun. Crap, what was your original question? What is the best accessory that helps for run and gun? I would think a gimbal, right? If you need something for run and gun, a gimbal will help. So look at the Giant Crane. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I don't own it, but I've heard some stuff about it. The tag shooter. Yeah, I want a fast wide lens, so I'm holding off on the 10 to 18. Don't you think APS-C needs a better fast wide low light? Yeah, I agree. Sony needs to hammer out some native lenses for APS-C. I totally agree. Yeah, it's just a shame. Best gimbal for the A7R2. I don't use a lot of gimbals. Dave Doug Dale has some videos on gimbals. Might be a better resource than me. I don't know. I'm sure you know. Michael asked what best gimbal for A7R2. Check Dave Doug Dale. Lek Buzzy, thank you. Audio and video is fine. Gregor Mima. Take a look into old X99 second market CPUs. They're going for like 200, 400 a pair. Great advice there. Love the used market. What's your everyday carry bag for your camera? Sulfur Suit. It's this Amazon bag. That's what I use for my Sony gear. If I use my Canon gear, I use the Tenbarodi HD SLR bag that I've had for like 4 years, 5 years. And also as far as my gear in that bag, it's probably not safe in that bag, honestly, but I use it. But I'm really careful with my equipment because this is a small bag. I can kind of carry it and protect it with me. But I know when I was going to shoot a soccer game, because here in California it's been raining a lot. There was a soccer game I shot Thursday last week. I was using my Canon gear. I didn't bring any Sony stuff, so I didn't bring that Amazon bag. I brought my Tenbarodi HD SLR. Q guy says, "Shut up." I don't know what that's about. Is that for me? Vernon DI, is $430 okay for a new A6000 body only? Man, the $399 deal was really good, Brandon. If you can get it for that, I mean, if you need it, it's not a bad price. You're welcome, Frank. 1670. But when you get your copy, look online. I think there's some barrel distortion issues with it. So if you buy your copy, just check it, make sure it's okay. I'm not sure the best way to check it, but I'm sure someone online has some suggestions. You're in Switzerland, 550. Oh man, that sucks. Ramses Ween asks, if you had no camera gear right now, what camera would you buy for filming music videos or short films? GH5 or Alpha 6300? I would love to take the Alpha 6500, but it costs $1,700. Bugs from Germany? In Germany. Between the GH5 or the 6300? Here's the thing. If I get the GH5, I'm going to have to buy a Metabone speed booster. Then I can start adapting my lenses. So the GH5, I don't know what that's going to retail for right now because you're saying that you don't have the budget, but if I only have between the GH5 or the 6300, I would probably go with the GH5. Since I do photography, I like the Sony system because I do photography as well. The GH5 would be a much more solid, I would think. I would just need to know about the face tracking and autofocusing abilities of the GH5. Let's talk some tech. Asks, do you ever shoot video in Cine 4 or S-Log2? I don't shoot enough of it in those modes. I'm going to try to shoot more in those to learn more about it. I'm just not the best person for S-Log related stuff. There's some other YouTubers that are really good about that stuff. Micah Tolentino, hey bro, bought this 85 versus the new Sony 85 thoughts? I don't have it yet. I'm still waiting for my copy to come in. Kenneth De La Rosa, A7R3, rumors, what's your take? Are you asking kind of maybe, I'm not sure specifically, but obviously the R series is for resolution, so I'm expecting a 50 megapixel plus camera. Here's the thing. The only beef that I have with the Sony camera systems is the overheating problem. If they resolve the overheating problem, for me, I'm good. So if the A7R3 says no more overheating in 4K, no more overheating when taking pictures, I'm good. That's the bottom line. Maybe 50 megapixels, keep everything else. I know there's some some hardcore video people that want like 4K and maybe some better profiles in there. I'm sure they're going to want that, but I'm really happy with kind of where it's at. Maybe better frames per second shooting, similar autofocusing capabilities as the 6. Now I'm losing my mind. A7R3, if they fix the buffer, better buffer, no buffer issues, and they fix the overheating, I'd be really happy. I'd be willing to sell the A7R2 and get the A7R3 if they fix those things, which I think they will. Ghost Warrior. I don't really do shoutouts, man. If someone sees you on the stream, they can follow you. Soul for Soup, what's the best value for money? 35mm APS-C Sony lens right now for video. Heard a lot of great reviews for the Sigma art lens, but also heard autofocus is relatively noisy. Yes, I've also heard that the Sigma is noisy when it autofocuses. So that's why I may want to lean towards the Sony 35 f1.8 for video. You're welcome, Simeon. Hammy says, Xion Crane is incredible. Nick Lawrence asks, is there a cheaper brand lens than the Sony 18105 f4 that produces the same quality? No. None that I'm aware of. Simeon asks, what kind of lighting do you use for video? I'm using my Yongnuo 600s. I'm going to try out the per gear light that was sent to me, which I should be testing out. But if you're asking about just lighting, like continuous lighting, it's the 600. And I got this newer ring light up there. Michael Crawl, thank you for that live stream, fast and informative. You're welcome. It's just because I've been lagging on making videos, I'm just doing live streams to get directly to the viewers that really care about the stuff that I do. Chris Barr, getting an A6500 in a couple of weeks, best starter all-around lens. Those are tough ones, man. Those are tough questions. I don't know what you do. If you do video, get the 18-105. If you do more portrait or pictures and stuff, get the 1670. Okay, if you do more photo related stuff, get the 1670. More general photography stuff. Does this A6500 use the same sensor as the A6000? E1 SSW ask. I don't know. It doesn't. It's different. Loy Chow. Why do people use 18105 for video shooting? All right. Really good question. This lens doesn't extend. Like when you rotate the zoom ring, it doesn't extend. And if you compare it to, and it also has a zoom rocker on here. You can also use this. The 1670, the problem with this, if I use it, when I extend out, it zooms and the video gets shaky. I mean, I'm pretty careful, but when I zoom in and out, I get shake in the video. But with the 18105, I don't get that as easily. So that's why people say 18105. And also with clear image zoom, you get a lot of reach, and then you can use the zoom rocker to extend your reach further out. So I like this one for video. That's why they say that. Tag the shooter. I did track me with A7R2's 500 with G-Master. Worked out okay. Check out my videos. I'll post and help me. One camera guy. Yeah, I'm waiting for track and field to get going where I'm at. It's just raining here in California. It's raining and raining. Games have been canceled. Things are it's bad. And I'm too chicken to bring my A7 cameras out there. Canon, on the other hand, I'm willing to risk. Nick Lawrence, I paid $97,000 for my Sony A6000. I'm not sure what that translates to US dollars, but for a second I thought that was US dollars, and I was panicking for a second there. What's that? Tag the shooter. Okay. FireGuard N77. Yes, I teach. I'm a teacher full time. Michael Apas for Speed Booter. Which one is good, the Metabones or the Vitrox? Speed Booster. You know, Metabones is the best one to go with because of the quality. The Viltrox, I haven't tried it. I don't think I have. But if you're gonna manually focus, the Viltrox might be the better choice, if that makes any sense. If you don't need autofocusing and you're gonna manually focus, the Viltrox. I mean, if you can buy it from Amazon, I don't know where you're at, but if you can buy it from Amazon, if it's not working well, you can always send it back. That's what I would do. Tag the Shooter says, do you not have a problem shooting sports and getting to the right settings quickly? That's my problem. Or accidentally hitting the wheel and being in the wrong ISO. It happens. It happens. But I've gotten to the point where I feel comfortable enough that I typically don't have to change my settings too often. But the way I program my camera is so that I can quickly change my autofocusing modes when I need to. DSLRs is it's so much still easier for me with the DSLR, but I'm getting better with the Sony system. Tag the Shooter, yes, I can't wait for the Sony A7R III with buffer, then we can be done buying cameras, right? You can never be done buying cameras. It's all about that gas. Ramsey's Wayne, thank you, and keep up the great work. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, okay. So it's midnight in Indonesia right now. All right, man. Get some sleep. Dennis Amos Sam, is a Sony A6000 still a good value for its money? 400, is that pounds? I'm not sure if that's the right money there. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I don't know. How much is the A6300 where you're at, Dennis? Nick Lawrence, Jamaican dollars. Okay. Micah, thank you. Michael Crawl, that is a really good question. He asked, can you say something good about fly-by-wire focusing for photo or mainly video? I hear differences in quality of focusing between Sony lenses. This is a question that's really good. Fly-by-wire, I love, I'm a big proponent of manual focusing when the situation is getting really difficult because I've been using manual focus for a while now. But I know that people want to use autofocusing now with the Sony lenses. But there is a difference. The quality of the lens, for example, on this G Master, the manual focusing ring on this is different. It's a really nice focus ring, and it does really well, and it focuses pretty good. Like when I'm using this to manually adjust my focus, it works. But if I use like a cheap lens, let's say like this right here, like the 50, it's not as good. So yes, there is a difference with lenses. I haven't done enough like investigation on that yet to really say it, but just in general, the better lens, the higher quality lenses are better. Their focus ring's a lot better. Your sports settings, customized buttons. I could do another one, Tag the Shooter, specifically for sports. I'll look into it. Tag the Shooter was asking what my settings are for shooting sports and customizations for it. Yeah, I think I'll do another video maybe on that. Hammy asked, do you think Sony has a future compared to other manufacturers? I think a lot of people are not going to like this. Those are for people that don't understand the Sony mirrorless system. But I think Sony is going to be the future in terms of the technology. Maybe not necessarily what I mean, not necessarily like Sony, but the concept of mirrorless. It's getting really good. It's getting really good. I waited until the Mark II series for the A7 to get it because I knew that the first gen was not as good. But I think Sony is going to crush it. That's just my thought on it. Because your technology is good. I think Canon and even Nikon, Canon's really trying right now. So we'll see what happens. Canon's trying to really push for mirrorless right now. So um, that's a big one. Tag the Shooter asks, don't you like how the manual wheel on the 7200 G Master can override your focus even if you have it in autofocus? Yeah, I like that. Full-time manual focus. Really do. I just don't use it too much though, Tag the Shooter, to be honest. A6000 used for 50, new 650. I mean, if that's the case, Dennis, I would get the A6. I mean, I guess that's a good price. Can't really say for sure. Nick Lawrence, why, when I try to use XABCS option, my camera says memory card doesn't support XABCS recording? Good question, Nick. Really quick. You're going to need at least a 64 gigabyte card that's fast enough. Like, I use SanDisk Extreme Pro. You could probably get away with the Transcend ones too that are fast. I've just had good luck with SanDisk Extreme Pro, but everyone has their faults. Like, they have breakdowns. There's Lexart too. So Nick, you'll need I think you need a 64 gigabyte card. Oh, okay, Nick. Yeah, I think you need a 64 gigabyte card. I don't know. Nick, let me know what size the card is. Micah Tolentino, this is a good question. Serious question. For me, shooting in outdoor is easy. I agree with Sony. But indoor, I struggle with autofocus and hunting. What is your workflow approach to indoor actions such as wedding or sports? Take a look at Lock-On AF. Mike, I'm not sure which camera you're using, but learn to use Lock-On AF. I don't know if you're already using it. Let me know. And you're going to need faster glass for sure. Michael Apas asks, thank you for the answer on my first question. How does the 7200 f2.8 work on the 6500 on autofocus? It's good. It's really good. I've shot evening sports with it, and it performs really well. For me personally, the only thing that's missing from Sony's line is like a 300 2.8 E mount, and then I could probably. I mean, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm really waiting for like an A9 from Sony. I don't know about you guys, because I still have all my Canon gear. I still have my 1DC/1DX, I guess, my 5D Mark IV, and my Sigma 120 and 300. Once Sony has like an A9 camera that's kind of like a 1D, or I mean, honestly, I would be okay with an A99 Mark II style camera with an E mount lens, with an E mount. I'd be okay with that, but it doesn't exist. So 6500 works really great with the G Master. Dennis updates the Sony Alpha 6300 is $1,000 body only. Yeah, 6,000 is a good deal then, if that's the price where you're at, Dennis. Tag the shooter. Yeah, I have a day off because of school. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Tag the shooter. Dale, I've heard that. Thanks for the update on that. I have heard the A6000 1080p is better than the one on the 6300 and 6500. Chris Barr, are you a portrait photographer? Because you're asking, using the A6500 more for photos, thoughts on the Rokinon 85 1.4, can't afford a good lens right now, but still want the IBIS in the 6500. I'm not sure, Chris. Michael Crawl asks, can you trust the back LCD or the viewfinder basically, if it's over or underexposed? When it's dark, let's say I'm shooting outside and it's dark, I can kind of trust the back of the screen. But when I'm not sure, I always go to the viewfinder. I'm going to say like 90% of the time when I take a photograph, and sometimes I'm starting to shoot like this, that awkward Jason Lanier style where you kind of just shoot like this. I will shoot like this depending on the situation. I'll shoot like this. If I'm not sure on the photo, I'll bring it up to my eye. So I bring it up to my eye to check. Hammy, I have the 95 megabyte per second one. He's asking about the SD card there. I think I'm probably going to do the stream for about 15 more minutes, and then I'm going to cut it off. So about 15 more minutes on the stream. Ernesto Castaneda Jr., I currently shoot with the A7 II. Is it worth the investment to get the Alpha 6500 just for the 11 frames? What do you shoot, Ernesto? If you shoot sports, yes. If you don't shoot sports, not needed, not necessary. Save the money and get the G Master. That's what I would do. Tag the shooter, lock on focus hard for me when you're recording a team sport. What do you mean by are you talking about in video? Tag the shooter? I don't really use lock on stuff for video. I just use an autofocus continuous, and I kind of just use the center point for my focus for recording video. Tag the shooter. Nick says I'm using the 32 gigabyte Extreme Pro because he was asking about the XABCS issue. I think that's the problem. Yeah, Nick, you need a 64 gigabyte card. It's weird. I don't know why they make you do that. Willem Game says hello. Hi. Hi, Willem. Bashkme asks, do you shoot photos in silent mode or with the mechanical shutter? I shoot silent when I need to. Like if I shot like a concert, or a play, a school play or something like that, where I need it quiet, or even if you're going to shoot a ceremony. Yeah, I'll shoot in silent shutter, but I will fire a lot of pictures. What happens with the silent shutter mode is that you end up getting the people with their eyes closed a lot. I had the same problem with my Canon cameras. So, but typically I'll shoot with the mechanical shutter when I can. Brandon Barish is asking about the 18 to 35 Sigma with the MC11 adapter. It's constantly missing focus, and I even tried to calibrate it with the dock. Lots of people have issues with this. You know, I'll be blunt. I don't use the 18 to 35 for pictures. I just use it for videos, so I can't really comment on it, on its autofocusing, but it's something that I could look into more in the future to try and answer your question better, Brandon. But it's not something it's on the radar for me right now. But I wish I had a better answer for you in the time being. Shade says, is there anything I can do to get more out of my Alpha 6300 for pictures? What lens do you have? That might be a big indicator. Also, do you know how to control your camera manually as well? Michael Apost, thanks again. Is it a good or a great combo? 6500 with the Canon 7200 f2.8 metabones speed booster, or the Sigma 50 to 100 f1.8 on the 6500? Shoot, that's what's it for, Michael? It's the 50 to 100. Let's see here. That's where my other adapter was. I didn't know that. This looks like. Man, if you're watching this stream after it's aired, you're awesome, by the way. Just letting you know. If you're watching this after the stream, this is just a mess of a stream. But anyway, man, it's a big lens. Yeah, Michael, I need to know what you shoot, man. Is it video that you're doing? I'm guessing video. But again, my recommendation is if you're adapting lenses, maybe with the Metabones or Speed Booster, I think do not expect continuous autofocus. Don't expect to be able to shoot sports or moving subjects with a Metabones or Sigma adapter. That's just my recommendation. Still subjects will be easy to shoot, I think, for portraits. What recorder do you use? Are you talking about my stream, Crystal? I'm using my laptop, but I'm not sure if that's the question you're asking. Crystal asks, what sport do you like best? If you're asking, like, what sport do I like best shooting? I don't know. Kind of like a lot of them. They have different challenges for me. Ernesto Castaneda, you're welcome. Michael Crawl, what do you expect from Sigma FE lens lineup for starting? I don't know. I really don't know. I think they're probably going to go with kind of your standard middle focal length lenses. I think what will happen is they'll just make their current lenses into FE mount. So they're 35, they're 50, they're 85 kind of range. But here's the thing about what people with the Sigma FE line. If Sigma is not able to reverse engineer the communication of their lens to the camera well, and the performance is like this MC11 adapter, I'm not going to be happy because I might as well just buy the Canon mount. So they need to make sure that the autofocusing performance is very, very close to a native Sony lens. But as far as what they'll start with, I think it's going to be close to some prime lenses. That's what I think. Crystal, how do you get a face cam? It's just a webcam I'm using on my laptop. Dennis asks, do you work as a photographer, videographer? Is it just hobby or spare time? I'm a teacher full time. Photography and videography is kind of like on the side kind of thing that I do. Crap. Brandon asks, okay, thanks. Any recommendations for lenses to replace it? All right, Brandon. I don't know what the last question is. Okay. Brandon says, any experience with the Sigma? Brandon. Brandon I just need to know, is it because you're trying to shoot things that are not moving? Or some things that are moving, Brandon? I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer your question right now. Kurt asks, I just bought an A6500 and experimenting with video. What profiles do you film in? My computer can't handle too much post-editing. I just use the standard picture profile. Kurt, I am going to start trying to practice with like S-Log2. I'm just not the best person for that kind of area of topic, but I am going to try and learn more so I can become more knowledgeable about it. Cole Akita, slow motion. How do you keep the slow motion in Final Cut X Pro? You know, I don't use Final Cut enough. I just kind of use it a little bit on my Mac. I typically just use Premiere on my PC. I think Final Cut actually automatically makes it slow motion, I think, but I'm not sure on your exact question. Shades asks, what new features do you think the A7R3 and A7S3 will have over the models at the moment? Is not overheating a feature? Shades, because that's the one feature that's big for me. And the A7R3 is to fix the buffer, improve buffer. higher resolution. A7S III. I think the A7S III needs to compete with the GH5. So they need to be able to offer more recording formats and options. And I think that's going to be a big one for the A7S III. Imagine 5K on the A7S III. That'd be crazy. Ask me, did you ever have problems with heavy or big lenses on your gimbal? I've only used the very light lenses on the gimbal, and I use the Beholder DS1. Nick Lawrence, love if someone could hack the A6000 and get raw video. That'd be cool. Let's get the 5D Mark III with the Magic Lantern. Oh, those were fun days. Brandon Barish to replace the 18. I shoot portraits and landscapes. Dennis, thanks for saying nice stream. This is just kind of like, since I don't have any videos up, I just do the Q&As. By the way, I appreciate everyone that's been on the stream. Thank you. Brandon Barish. You know what's really great about Q&As and stuff? I learn a lot about you as the viewer and what you do, because I don't use the camera the way you do, and doing this kind of thing actually helps me become more aware, because it's very, I don't know, I just think it's kind of egotistical to think that, oh, I use the camera this way, everyone's going to use the camera exactly how I use it, and I kind of hate that. I hate that kind of mentality that people might have, that their right way is the right way. Brandon, I don't know, man. I wish I had a better answer for you. Landscape just isn't my area. Maybe it's something I'll get into later on. But Brandon, I sorry about that. I just wish I had a better answer for you. Rishav Bamrolia, thoughts on the Sony A9? I'm waiting for it. I am waiting for the A9, and I hope it is an awesome camera as it's rumored to be, so I can sell my Sony my Canon gear. I'm just waiting. If the A9 is similar in performance to the A99 Mark II, let's say better buffer, slightly bigger body, dual SD card slots or dual card slots, good FPS. I don't need high megapixels on the A9. I'm really just looking. I'm really just wanting a full frame Alpha 6500. That's what I want. A full frame Alpha 6500. If that's the A9, then I'll be happy. So Cole Akita, when I record my slow motion at 120 frames per second, I have to bring it into Premiere, and then I right click on it and I change the time on it to I slow it down by a particular percentage. That's what I typically do. I'm gonna keep the stream going for about 3 more minutes, and I'm gonna cut it off. Michael Kral, is it a deal breaker to buy a lens for video and not have IS and lens with stabilized sensor? Michael Kral, what I understand is that from what other people have mentioned already, if, for example, the 6500 has IBIS, the lens here has stabilization. The two will work hand in hand to improve the stabilization altogether as a whole. So you're asking, is it a good thing to get both a stabilized lens? Not. It depends. If you're hand holding a lot, then yeah, I would think it would make a lot of sense to do that. That's just my opinion on that. But I think the in-body image stabilization is good enough to get you by. Code Dragon Cal, hi. I don't know if you just joined the stream, but I might be ending it very soon. It's just that my voice is getting tired answering a lot of questions. Any more questions, folks? I've got about another minute or so before I close off the stream. I wish I could make some more videos. Ben SG, hey, hi there. Any questions before I go, Ben? Today, good question, Nick. Today was really a test to see if my internet could actually handle a basic stream. I will start setting a time, maybe 6 p.m. specific time, every week or every couple times a week to answer questions. So I will try and have a set time, and I'm still trying to figure out the whole YouTube live kind of setup. So I can post something that'll give like a warning saying, hey, I'm going to have a stream up on Wednesday, let's say, for example. So that's what I'm hoping for. Any more questions before I go, folks? About another 30 seconds or so, if I can answer anything for you. Sorry to those of you that just joined the streams. Have you ever had any problems with your shutter lifespan count on any of your cameras? No, I've never had that happen, but it has to do with a lot of. So Shades asked if I've had problems with my shutter lifespan. With Sony cameras, no. Canon cameras, no, because I tend to sell them before it ever gets to that point. Although my 5D Mark III was way beyond its lifespan. Code Dragon Cow asked, what's a camera? That is a good question. Ben SG says, you have tips for the A6000. Have you watched my my guide? I have a guide for the Sony A6000, Ben. Have you seen that? I don't have any like specific assistance for that. Hey, Gilberto, I remember that user. I just remember your profile picture. Just looks cool, Gilberto. Can you recommend an inexpensive external